This early access Season 11 content was brought to you by the EA Creator Network. What's going on, guys? My name is Hollow, and in this video we'll be covering all of the legend buffs and nerfs that I could pick up on during the early access playtest for Season 11. We have a lot to cover, so let's get started, but before we do, if you guys are interested in the new legend Ashe, I have an entirely separate video covering her specifically, which will be linked down in the description below if you're interested. Without wasting too much more time, let's get started. Let's start with the long-awaited Wattson rework. It's about time Wattson got a buff, seeing as Respawn has done her pretty dirty over the past few seasons. We'll start with some buffs to her tactical, perimeter security. The recharge time for a single fence has been cut in half, going from 30 seconds to 15. This means that if you're not close to her ultimate, the interception pylon, getting all of your fences back from 0 will now take 1 minute instead of 2. This allows for Wattson players to not have to rely on her ultimate as much when trying to fortify a position with her. In addition to the fence cooldown reduction, you can also now place fences much further away from you than you could before the update. Placing fences should also feel more fluid and responsive in the new update, which was definitely noticeable during the playtest. It was also expressed in a private presentation given by the Apex team that walking through Wattson's fences should feel more punishing than before, meaning that if someone makes the mistake of walking through one, they will pay the price. I was not able to get footage of this during the playtest, however, so I'll ultimately have to wait and see just how much more punishing these fences are in the new update. Next, let's go over the buffs made to Wattson's ultimate. The interception pylon now lasts forever, and no longer has a timer that causes it to explode after 90 seconds. However, Wattson's pylon does not infinitely heal shields anymore, and instead will heal a total of 250 shields, working on both allies and on enemies within range of the ultimate. The amount of shields the pylon can heal will now be shown by the same indicator that displayed how long the ultimate lasted pre-Season 11. This will allow for Wattson mains to feel a bit more confident in the spots they choose to fortify, and allows them to hold defensive positions in the long term without having to worry about using valuable resources like ultimate accelerants. However, to even out the buffs made to her ultimate, you can now only place one pylon at a time, it seems. In addition, the pylon still only has 150 HP, making it vulnerable if enemies choose to focus fire it. We'll ultimately have to see where these changes put Wattson in the meta, especially given how strong of a defensive legend Caustic is currently. Caustic traps cannot be destroyed once activated, and you also really can't do anything about his ultimate once it has been thrown. The slow and damage that Caustic traps and his ultimate deal are also both much more meaningful than anything a Wattson fence is capable of, since Caustic's abilities go directly for your health. I'm of the opinion that in order for Wattson to be a widely used defensive legend, especially in higher levels of play, Caustic will have to receive some pretty significant nerfs since he does a lot of what Wattson does much better. We might see even more buffs made to Wattson to help even the playing field, like, for example, only allowing her ultimate to heal teammates, buffing the total amount of shields it can heal, or maybe eliminating the idea of having friendly fences disappear whenever you or your teammates walk through them. On top of the Wattson rework, Octane received a pretty significant nerf to his jump pad. The volume of jump pad audio has been increased significantly, mainly when you're in the air flying towards someone. This will make hearing an enemy team that has decided to push you with a jump pad much easier than before, allowing you more time to react and initiate counterplay. Here's what that jump pad audio sounds like. Other than the Wattson rework and the Octane nerf, I couldn't find any other legend buffs or nerfs in the early access playtest for Season 11 though. We'll ultimately have to wait for the patch notes to see what Respawn decides to do with the current legend meta. We might see some buffs to some legends on the bottom half of the pick rate curve, like Rampart or Crypto, but it's very clear that this season's focus was its new map. If you're interested in my deep dive on that, I'll have it linked down in the description below. Are you guys excited for this season's legend changes? Let me know what else you think Respawn should have added, buffed, or nerfed down in the comments below if you are. Shout out to EA for the early access invite, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.